screaming. There's many different meanings. Other words have different meanings as well, which I don't think I can actually mention here. But screaming, think about it. We scream when we're happy. Yay, I'm so excited, yay! Scream when we're scared. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Just many different meanings. So it really made me in tune to that on this recent trip. So first, for some of you who know me, I am absolutely terrible at keeping secrets, which is why I always tell people, don't tell me anything if you want to keep a secret and don't want the world to know. Or you do tell me because you do want the world to know. So I had to try to keep a secret from my kids for about a month that we were going to Disneyland. And it was really, really hard for me and for my wife. And I'm a pretty decent Disney fan, so it was pretty difficult. But I finally made it. We got to the hotel and checked in, and the kids still didn't know. There were a ton of Mickey stuff in the lobby, and they just walked right to the elevators. They had no clue. So they woke up the next morning. They're like, "Okay, why are we here?" I said, "Well, close your eyes. We'll share it with you." So they closed their eyes. They got out the video camera, and we handed them each their 5-day park hopper passes. And then they opened their eyes, turned them over. My little son Max looked at his. He's like, "Awesome!" Like all he knew it was Mickey Mouse, so he was excited. He's like, "Yeah, it's Mickey Mouse." That's all he knew. Parker turned his over. He's like, "It's Buzz Lightyear! It's Disneyland! Ah!" So he went like absolutely crazy, and he was super excited. I'm really glad we saved the idea that we were going. For one, I would not have wanted to have screaming, annoying kids for the previous month going, "We're going today, we're going today, we're going today, we're going today." I would have been screaming a lot. So it was really cool just to wait to hold that for them. So then I want to move on to the other screaming. That's what happens when you get on some rides that kids weren't expecting to get on. For this one, we actually went on, what did they rename it? Hyperspace Mountain. For us older generation, including me, it's just called Space Mountain, but they decided to Star Warsify it. So now it's Hyperspace Mountain. So you have to go through a little Star Wars, they have Star Wars movies inside the ride, and it's a completely dark ride, if you guys remember a little bit about Space Mountain. And it only goes top speed, 32 miles an hour. Always feels like it's way faster because you're in the dark and have no idea where you're going. And I made sure we were front row because, if you're gonna ride a good roller coaster for the first time, you gotta be front row. So my little one, Max, he was definitely scared on the ride, but I was holding him. He's only 40 inches tall though, so I was like, yeah, let's make sure you don't fall out. So, but he had a good time, a little scared. My other one, Parker, he was with Mom, and he was doing the real screaming, the whole ride, and we got off. Like, oh my God, it was so scary! Like totally freaking out. So I was like, oh, oops. It's like, is that a parent fail, or is that like how you grow up? Like, where do I put that? But then he did recover. We went on a couple other rides, and he had a good time. He actually liked Star Tours, which I was like, okay, if you're gonna scream, it's gonna be on that one, because like the sudden drops and raises. No, of course he was fine on that one. And then we went on the scariest ride of them all. It's called A Bug's Life. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Animal Kingdom back in Disney World, but Bug's Life is a show. It's a 4D show they have at the base, actually inside the Animal Kingdom tree. That's just a giant theater. And they brought it out west, and now they have it at California Adventure for the last few years at least. And, okay, so 4D means, okay, you have the normal 3D, so you have the movie with 3D glasses, but also means stuff happens during the show. So like bugs come out, supposedly bugs come out, spiders come from the ceiling. You have the stink bug who comes on screen, and he of course has to, sneak his way off everything. So what happened for this one is, a bad bug comes out, and I believe it was a hornet. I believe it was a hornet who came out, or one of the ones with the stinger, and they sting you in the back of your seat. So you're leaning back, relaxing back of your seat. All of a sudden you get stung, like right there. It's like, whoa, what just happened? So he was freaking out a little bit on that one. Like he was not happy. But he unbelievably lost it at the very end of the show. Actually, after the show was technically over, which I thought was pretty funny. So the movie ends. The little ant movie ends. They say, hey, it's in our movie. Please stay seated for a moment, so we can let I think it's the ants and the roaches, all exit the theater before you do. And everyone's like, oh, okay. Well, what that actually means is all of a sudden it feels like something is literally crawling under your seats. So like you're sitting there, and all of a sudden you get like 5 little bumps in your booty, like ding, 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 and like just people crawling. So it really feels like you have ants in your pants. And that is when he just unbelievably lost it screaming, And everyone's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I was like, wow, this is weird. But he just absolutely lost it. So it's like, just the different levels of screamings I've had on this trip. I just thought it was funny, and he'll get over it. So there's actually 2 more screamings in this trip, real quick one. In the right before we left, the cheerleading convention decided to show up. So of course, when you have a bunch of 9 to 13-year-old cheerleaders all together at once on rides, it means lots of screamings and lots of headaches. And then last but not least, I scream when I see the bill.
The speech was based on screaming at Disneyland. The topic itself, David, was entertaining. Just because when you say Disneyland and screaming at Disneyland, we can picture in our mind that what would have happened at that place. So that shows me that the title itself engaged the audience to listen to your speech, which was very well done. The action which you used and the body language, the words which you used, the kids, whatever they responded to you, they got excited. They got excited to know where they will be going, why they were there. All those description very well binded together to show that the speech is perfectly, it was perfectly done. The question here is, how did the conclusion relates to the rest of the talk? I see that the kids actually was excited to find, at the end you said they wanted the ice cream. They definitely would have screamed for the ice cream. So it related very well to the title of it, like they do scream for Disneyland, now they're screaming for the ice cream. So that was well planned and well done. And the improvement, I couldn't think of any. Since ever I have seen you doing your speech here, you have been always doing great. Your action, your words that you use, your vocal varieties is really great. So good for that, good for you. And question is, what would you say is the speaker strongest asset in entertaining speaking? Yes, just because you chose the best topic, the description in there, the ending, it was well lined and well presented. So good job.